Next on Worcester News Tonight, crews on the scene of a house fire in Spencer. We'll have a look at the damage. Plus, a dramatic rescue in Worcester caught on camera after a cyclist is pinned under a car. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Madison. We begin tonight in Spencer, where firefighters battled a house fire this afternoon. It's quite a scene as a handful of fire departments from around the area were called in to help. Our Jennifer Zarate has the latest.
A fire destroys a home on La Liberty Lane in Spencer Wednesday afternoon. A grandmother and her 2 grandchildren were inside the home at the time of the fire. Spencer Fire Chief Robert Parsons says they received the call around 4:15.
The fire started on the outside of the home in the back, and it went up into the attic space.
The damage was extensive to the home's attic. A neighbor took these pictures of flames shooting through the roof as firefighters arrived on scene. Parsons says the fire reached 3 alarms. Crews from East Brookfield, Leicester, Paxton, and Oakham provided extra manpower.
Third alarm just brings us a lot of mutual aid in with water supply tankers. This is a non-hydranted area. There's no hydrants. So we had to do a tanker shuttle with some other communities' tankers here as well.
Parsons says the home was rebuilt after the family had a kitchen fire 9 years ago.
Unfortunately, this is going to be a tear down as well.
No one was hurt in the fire, including the family's pets.
They had some birds. We just brought out some turtles. A dog, I believe.
The grandmother was transported to Harrington Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Spencer Fire Chief Robert Parsons tells the Telegram tonight the fire may have been caused by a child playing with a lighter. Back to you, Andy.
Our Jennifer Zarate reporting for us tonight. Jennifer, thank you. A man is recovering tonight after being pinned underneath a car in Worcester. And dramatic footage shows the efforts to get him out from underneath the car. According to witnesses, a man was riding a bicycle when he was hit by a car on Dewey Street. As you can see in this video, crews are working to get him out from underneath the car. Witnesses tell Worcester News Tonight they eventually lifted the car up, and the man was alert and conscious when he was taken out from underneath. One witness said it all happened really fast.
I heard it's like a boom, and jumped out of my car. Saw a gentleman underneath this young lady's car, so I just kind of got out to help. Took my jack out, see if we can just, get the car up just a little bit to get him some breathing room, and that was it. Really.
The cyclist was taken to the hospital. No word on his condition. The crash is still under investigation. Well, tonight is the last presidential debate between candidates Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. The 2 political opponents are squaring off in Las Vegas. The first 2 debates have received a lot of attention, not just in terms of ratings, but due to the harsh tone of the arguments between the 2 candidates. Earlier today, we caught up with Governor Charlie Baker about the debate.
What happens to the country. I hope that's true too. I would like to see the discussion tonight about the economy, about schools, about the environment, about foreign policy, about terrorism. Let's talk about that, because that's really, I think, what the voters of the country.
The election is less than 3 weeks away, and if you haven't registered to vote in November's election, time is running out. However, a new online option is making it easier to participate in the process. Our Rosalind Flaherty explains.
I feel like everybody's really wants to get their voice heard this year.
Wednesday is the last day for Massachusetts residents to register to vote in the presidential election. Auburn Town Clerk Deborah Grimo says voter registration is up this year for the town.
Just from yesterday to today, online voter registrations, we had 122 overnight.
Grimo says the registrations are mostly coming in from the DMV or the state's online voter registration system.
We are getting them through the mail, but not as much. It's so convenient to just go online and register.
Facebook users have seen a reminder to register to vote at the top of their news feeds.
Through social media, especially Facebook and Twitter, people are kind of alert that the registration deadline is today.
Worcester Assistant Clerk Nico Vangeli says they've also seen a large number of online registrations. He says as of Tuesday night, they've had 1,300 registrations come in from online.
It's a fairly easy system, and it only takes a few minutes. You log in, you enter your driver's license for Massachusetts.
This is the first year Massachusetts voters will be able to cast their ballots before Election Day. Early voting starts October 24th and runs until November 4th. Early voting stations in Worcester will have a new technology called a poll pad used to check voters in. There will be 10 pads, 2 in every early voting location. They will be synced with each other and the election office.
We will know within seconds if somebody went to early voting location one, all 4 other locations will know that this person has already voted.
This new technology, election workers say, is making voting easier than ever this year.
There's no excuse not to vote. We're making it so convenient.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
There are renewed efforts to address Worcester's homelessness problem. Each week, a group goes around the city visiting homeless camps to help find housing and treatment for people living in dozens of makeshift shelters. Our Brittany Schaefer got an up-close look at some of the work being done.
I'm grateful. I do need the help.
The city's Quality of Life Task Force says Wednesday was a good day. They found Michael living in a tent deep in the woods near Lincoln Street. He was staying at what the city calls an unsheltered site. After talking with the team, Michael agreed to take a ride to a substance abuse recovery hospital.
It's music to my ears. I mean, it really is, because that's exactly what this was designed to do.
It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. Once we started talking to him and he realized what we were here for, he took a ride to Egg Care.
The task force, made up of police officers and members of the city's Health and Human Services Department, visits homeless camps once a week. The team focuses on building relationships.
At first I thought I was in trouble, but it turns out I wasn't in trouble. It just goes to show that Worcester PD, they're not all bad.
It means a lot that they have begun to trust us, really. When they understand that we're out here to help, I think that they're really much more open to what we have to offer.
We try to build a trust relationship with them. Explain to them we're not here to arrest you. We're not here to, at the time, we're here to try to help you. We're here to get you housing, try to get you treatment, whatever you need.
The Quality of Life Task Force says there's about 80 unsheltered sites in the city, and they've spoken to about 140 individuals. As you can see behind me, this is one of the sites.
They pop up pretty much anywhere, behind in people's backyards, in the woods, by railroad tracks. They're all over the place.
The team offers the city's homeless transportation to and information about social service agencies. The goal is to get people into housing and treatment programs, but they also give blankets, hygiene products, and flashlights to those in need.
Socks, underwear, things that are, just general needs that every person, I think, takes for granted. We really want to help them feel that dignity so that they can, take the next step.
It's an unfortunate situation that we're in. The help that they've given, I think that we can get ourselves out of it.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
We go from taking care of the homeless to taking care of students during the winter months with the Worcester Public Schools Coats for Kids program. Every year, the Worcester Educational Development Foundation collects winter coats and donations. Tonight, they held a fundraiser at Worcester State. Each year, their goal is to collect as many as 3,000 coats. Organizers say the school district has a large population of students who come to Worcester from other countries and aren't aware of the cold.
Providing them, or preparing them for the cold New England winter. And it also builds pride in them because they get to go to school in a brand new coat and they feel really good about themselves.
This year, the group is urging people to donate new coats instead of used ones. Donations are accepted at Coats for Kids on Park Avenue in Worcester. The lawyer for a Massachusetts man charged with assaulting a 5-year-old boy whose body was found in a suitcase off a highway in Sterling is asking a judge to suppress evidence in the case. Jeremiah Oliver was last seen in September of 2013. His remains were found off Interstate 190 more than a year and a half later. Alberto Sierra and the boy's mother are awaiting trial on assault and reckless endangerment charges related to the alleged abuse of Jeremiah and his siblings. Sierra's lawyer says statements his client allegedly made to a jailhouse informant days before authorities discovered Jeremiah's body were obtained in violation of his constitutional rights.